suspended and went out on my own, doing this, doing that. And as a wholesaler, because I was a wholesaler with a big giant corporation for a long time. And then went out on my own doing it. And it was cool, it was going great. And then I just decided, this is it, I gotta go back to personal production. It's more satisfying, you can help a lot more people, and obviously you can make more money as well. But I think it's all about helping the people, mainly. So I jacked around a couple different companies, and I was with a company before joining FFL that I'm not allowed to say the name of the company, and it was horrible. It was just bad. They didn't give you any of the support. They didn't do this, they didn't do that. I got about 3, 4, 5 months into it when I really realized, I'm like, my gosh, this is horrible. I gotta get out of here. And then I ran into Paige. I think it was online or through the phone or something like that. And she told me about all these great things, and just, it was the exact opposite of where I was. And I was like, this sounds like another story. It can't be that good, come on. So anyway, I definitely trusted her, and I came in, and I started listening and going to some meetings and that kind of thing, switching all contracts over. And then I just like stopped and just started doing my own thing. Kind of doing it my way. And it was painful, it was very painful. A lot of mistakes, not listening to the people that already done it, not listening to the support staff that I had access to, not doing podcasts, not doing this, not doing that. It's like, come on, I've been doing this for 28 years. I know what I'm doing. I don't need their help. And I just crashed into a wall. It was very painful. It was tough. And then finally, I think it was Dom. He said, what are you doing? And, well, I wasn't spending enough money on leads. I wasn't doing podcasts. I wasn't going to meetings. I wasn't hanging out with people, listening to them on the phone. I wasn't doing this. I wasn't doing that. And I just wasn't doing the system at all. And then one day, after I started buying some leads and started listening to some other people, it dawned on me. You know what? I've been successful in this business for a long time. And every year at a company that I worked with, was affiliated with, or an employee of, or an officer of the company, or whatever, I always did what they told me. I always drank the Kool-Aid, fire hose and all. Why aren't I doing it here? What is my problem? I'm like, are you stupid? So I just totally stopped the old me and went back to what I was like, drink the Kool-Aid. What have I got to lose? I'm already knee deep in, and I might as well just go drink the Kool-Aid. That's what I did. Went and talked with Paige in person, got on podcast. Dom said, dude, you gotta buy more, you wanna see more people? You gotta buy more leads. I'll never forget having a conversation with Paige where it was 10, 12, 14 appointments a week. And she says, when are you gonna get to 30? I'm like, are you crazy? I'm killing myself trying to get to 14. She says, well, you know what? You gotta step up. You gotta get to 30. Because there's no way you're gonna make any money and be successful and help all these families unless you get to 30. And that was about the time when I decided to drink the Kool-Aid from FFL, to the time where Paige basically said, get off your butt and get to work. Spend some money, do what we tell you. It works. Look at all these other people that are doing it. People with no experience in the business whatsoever. I got my license in 1990, okay? But if you don't do what they tell you here, it's going to be painful. I've only recruited a couple people, and I already told them, it's like, man, this is going to be awesome for you. Because I'm going to tell you all the things not to do. Okay? Because I did it the hard way. And I'm far from up here, okay? But with Paige's help, and Dom's and Chantel and a lot of other people in the room, I'm getting there, okay? And I'm starting to hire now, and that's awesome. I was a wholesale recruiter for a major life insurance company for 14 years. Don't you think I could recruit people to sell insurance? That was a whole different type of world of insurance. But I went to all their classes. I was the national guy for securities and doing CE for the whole country for this company. You know how many agents I was in front of? Hundreds, right? But you know what? I did what they told me. Because they were writing me a paycheck and giving me benefits, and giving me a 401k and all this other stuff, and I qualify for all the trips and all that. Well, take all that stuff, and FFL's giving you this. You can buy all the trips you want with that kind of comp. You can buy all the leads you want with all that kind of comp. And they're not starting you at 50. They're starting you at 100. You just got to work. Get to 30 as fast as you can. Master the phone. That's key. You got to master the phone. I was okay on the phone, but I've gotten a lot better listening to people. And if you're dialing at home or in a small little cubicle office or whatever, and you're doing 30, don't worry about it. It's great. But if you're in at home, I have a pretty nice office in my home. But when I come here, I've been here about 3 or 4 times, the energy is incredible. Okay? You see everybody's name on the board, you don't want to be down here with 1 or 2. You want to be here with 9. Now, Chantel probably dialed for 4 minutes and got 14 appointments.
That's a little exaggeration.
Okay? It took me 3 hours to get to 8. But who cares? With the other appointments that I got 14 appointments for Friday and Saturday. That's pretty darn close to 30, right? Okay, so I'll have a good weekend. And I don't want to get into in-home and all this other stuff because you're going to see some mock in-homes and you're going to learn a lot more from that. But the only thing I could tell you, how much time left?
8 minutes.
Oh, I'll have to slow down. Or we
I have
could
a
be.
question for you.
Yes, sir.
How much have you issued paid year to date?
Yeah, I really don't know, honestly.
I know.
What's your highest issue paid month?
41,000.
What did you do when you were booking those 12 appointments you worked so hard for and were so proud of? What was your issue paid then?
What was my issue pay or what was I doing?
Do you remember your issue paid back in those days?
Oh, it was much less.
Like
6,
6?
4, 5 a month.
A month?
Yeah.
You can't buy leads.
No. You can, but
6K.
you go backwards. The credit card goes this way, the bank account goes this way.
Yes.
Okay. No, 100%. Yeah, 41,000 was, when you start seeing, you're writing leads, 500 a week, 1,000 a week, 800, whatever you're doing, okay, in order to get your 30. And then you're like, 2 weeks later, 2,800, 3,000, 4,000, 1,800, 1,200. That's your bank statement for like a week or 2. If that doesn't get you motivated, plus the fact of helping all these people. I had a lady the other day, I could have sworn there was no way I was going to sell this lady. Not knowing, because that was happening. Not such a great morning. When I knocked on the door, she open arms, loved for me to come in. She wouldn't stop how happy she was to get her insurance. And there are millions of people like that because they don't want to be a burden to their family. They want to make sure their mortgage is taken care of. They don't want, they don't, their children are, they can't help them, right? They don't want their children to be, having to pay for this stuff. There are literally millions and millions and millions of people that need our help. And that's the great part. Our market is huge. The other thing I learned recently is that mix your, and you're going to learn, I think, from somebody else too. Don't get all one type of leads. Kind of shake them up a little bit because that makes you better on the phone. If you're just dialing final expense, you kind of get in a little box. You got to kind of broaden a little bit. Mortgage protection. It makes your brain just be better, talk to better people, hear different things. And that's going to help, that'll in turn help you in the house too. Don't just get in one type of lead, got to mix it up. But the best advice I could give anybody is drink the Kool-Aid. Fast. With a fire hose. Okay? And I see it. I see people that do it. People that got their license like 3 weeks ago, second month in, 35,000 issue paid. Are you kidding me? You know what they're doing? They mastered the phone. They're getting 30 appointments. They're going and seeing people. That's all they're doing. They're not the best salesperson in the world. They're not the best closer in the world. They don't know everything about insurance and all the products. They're just doing the work. Dave Weichel, is that how you pronounce his last name?
Chris.
Chris Martin?
Dave? No.
Dave Witcher.
Dave Witcher, I'm sorry. Man, he's a piece of work. He never sits still. He said to me in the parking lot after a meeting here, I said, I want to grow, I want to get bigger, I want to get fat, I want to do this, I want to do that. And he said, what's your advice? We talked a little earlier that day. He said, it's real simple, just work. I'm no major super salesman. He just works. Gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning, goes to bed at 11, 12. So he just works. And he's not going to work forever at that rate. He's doing $1 million a month. This guy in an agency, I mean, he's incredible. But he doesn't have any magic potion. He doesn't have a wand or anything like that. He's just recruiting the people, teaching them to get the appointments, get the leads, get the appointments, dial the phone, go see them. That's it. And another thing that I heard, and it's true, is that if you have 30 and you see 20, you're going to sell 10, right? Like all day long. And Dom was saying, that's 10 grand a week. Out of those 10 that you're going to sell, 3 or 4 of them will be the worst salesperson in the world, and they're going to buy. That to me is crazy, but it's true. You don't have to be the perfect salesman, closer person. Show up, see the people, sign one. Now the other 3 or 4, you need some talent. But you get that from the podcast. That's the great thing, watching people like Paige and Chantel. You'll get there. You'll learn what to say, when to say it, how to say it, and what not to say. That's what I've learned. When to shut up. And that's probably best. Anybody got any questions? That's it in a nutshell. Do what you're told. It works.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you.